from somewhere else, but this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of The Local Show here on GrassRoots Community Network. I'm still Eric Skarvin, your host, guys, in our 21st year of broadcasting, over 600 episodes here on GrassRoots TV. Really excited to bring in a young lady, very talented movie maker. Got to meet her this summer when we had Jacques Huot on our show, featuring the movie The Frenchie. She is the producer of Frenchie and other great movies, and it also edits movies, is also a competitive athlete. Welcoming to The Local Show, Michelle Smith. Welcome,
All
Michelle.
right. Happy to be here.
It's great to have you here and meet for the first time.
I know.
Hanging out, having a beverage or two before the show.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
It was, coming from Glenwood Springs where I live and coming up Valley, it was nice to see some snow on the ground.
Yeah.
And I haven't been out skiing yet this weekend. So kind of getting me in the mood to make some turns.
So Marley towed me up to Cloud 9 on Sunday. That was our first ski
Yeah.
day.
Nice.
And last year we had about 5 times up. You know, obviously the snow came earlier last year.
Right.
But this dog's like, and you kind of saw some of that energy earlier,
Oh, yeah.
like next level energy.
Nice.
And we want to get into your, Marley's my family, and we want to get into your family today. But I wanted to start with your story is really fascinating and dynamic. And one of the turning points of your life was when you were climbing on the Grand Teton, and you had a fall and were severely injured. Broke your back, shattered your right leg.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you had the wherewithal to pull out a camera. And can you kind of tell us a little bit about that experience and kind of how that changed your life?
Yeah.
Sure, it changed it in a number of ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
The injury itself
Oh
and,
my
and
gosh.
everything else that unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. That was 2010. Like, I'm in my late 20s, and I'm a full-on, aspiring mountaineer at that point. Like, young and dumb, I could say. I was really obsessed with snowboarding, obsessed with snowboard mountaineering. I lived in the Tetons. And yeah, it was like that, 20-year-old mentality where you're always just trying to one-up yourself every time you go out and just keep pushing. And that was my life. I mean, it was very black and white. It was like either I was totally trying to send it or I was sleeping.
Full speed
Yeah.
or in park with the engine turned off. Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah, totally.
Playing and recovering from play. But it was always, what can I do? What's the next level I
Totally.
can take it to?
Yeah. So at that point, it was, pushing myself with these big climbs, like in the summertime, mixed mountaineering in the summertime in the Tetons. And my partner that day was Stephen Koch. I don't know if you've heard his name before. He's a very well-known guy kind of up in the Jackson area.
Right.
And we just decided to go out and climb this northwest, our enclosure couloir on the northwest side of the Grand Teton. And yeah, went out there. We were crossing, it's called the Valhalla Traverse. It's like this kitty litter, gross, like 4th class hanging snowfield over like, I don't know, a 2,000-foot cliff or something, and you can't protect it very well. And it was in really bad shape that day. Like all this, super thin ice, you kind of had to skitter your way over. And, Stephen was taking the lead on that, and we were simul climbing. And thankfully he did place a sling around a horn as our one piece of protection. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today.
Oh my gosh.
But we were going along, and like we came to one point on the traverse, and I started going a little high, and that ended up being a mistake. It was like just really thin, weird ice there. I couldn't get, I was kicking my crampon in. I couldn't get it to like stick in very well, and I just made it kind of a route finding move, which is easy to do. And I went a little too high, and I was crossing, and then I ended up, couldn't get my crampon to stick in, and then I fell, and I like pendulum swing whipped, I don't know, like 60 feet or something, because there's just like a sling around the horn, holding us in, and we had a T-block going. So, because I fell, it didn't make him fall too. So he didn't know the fall happened. He heard something. He thought it was like falling rocks, but it was actually me. And so, I took this huge fall and was just kind of like pinballing across. And when I came to rest from the fall, I knew I was pretty messed up. I felt at one point while I was falling, I felt my like crampon or something latch into something, and that like cranked my leg around, and then my back, hit something when I was falling. So I came to rest from the fall. My right leg was turned in the wrong direction and like cranked up to the side, and it just looked all sorts of messed up. And
scary.
Yeah, and then. Everything started happening at that point. It was like I yelled, Steven yelled out to me, I yelled up to him. I'm like, what happened? I'm yelling up, I'm like, really bad fall, like call for rescue and everything. And then the whole, rescue process started. He ended up coming down to me. While he was coming down to me, I couldn't stand to look at my leg that way, twisted up and to the side in wrong direction. So I actually flung it back into place.
Oh boy.
Which was quite painful, but I think that actually kind of saved my leg because it got it like in the right direction while we were waiting there. And he just helped to stabilize me. And he had been in that situation before because he had a terrible accident on Mount Owen years ago that he had to be rescued from. So we kind of knew how to work off of each other in that situation. And because I was interested in filmmaking at that time, living in Jackson, I was a big Jimmy Chin fan. I was just starting to like film and make GoPro videos. And back then there was really no Instagram. There was some Facebook. People had blogs, but I was really into this whole idea of video making, storytelling, things like that. So I was getting into that all at that point. And while we were sitting there, Stephen was helping to stabilize me. We called for rescue. They said, maybe it'll be about 5 hours, to come, which is actually pretty good.
Wow.
Considering where we were. But,
right.
We didn't know. We didn't know if they were going to come or not, or what the situation was going to be. So it was actually Steven's idea. He was just like, you have a camera. We're in a crazy situation. Like, let's just start documenting this.
Wow.
So,
wow.
And it helped. It was something for us to focus on.
Yes. Yeah.
While we're waiting. And
I can see that.
You
Almost
know.
a distraction.
Yeah.
An engaging distraction.
Yeah.
To start filming.
Totally.
And taking in the whole experience. And
Yeah.
Were you shooting actually when the rescuers were approaching?
Yeah.
That whole process.
You can actually find the video if you Google like Michelle Smith and Grand Teton.
Wow.
The video will come up.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can kind of see the whole, kind of rescue. It was the first film that I put together. This was back in the iMovie days. It's, looking back at it now, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much wrong with this video. If I were to make it again, it would be totally different, But yeah, it was the first film that I put together documenting that rescue. Wow. And that whole process of telling a story.
Right.
And, expressing myself and what I went through and what I was thinking and everything. It was such a therapeutic experience for me, and it just helped me with my whole recovery and everything, and just getting my, getting that kind of story out there when something really traumatic happens to you, whether it's climbing or anything in life, how you can work through it and, overcome that.
Right.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the shooting, the editing, the whole process.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
what you
I was
went
laid
through
up
there.
on a bed,
And you were the subject
of
the movie.
Like, well,
wow.
let's try to make a film. I haven't made a film before. Let's do it. So
That is incredible. So something pretty
Yeah.
big silver lining coming out of that really dark cloud of getting injured severely, going through the pain, going through the rehab,
Right.
but then opening up this avenue and this path in
Yeah.
your life,
And
which you've developed.
And it really did change my life so much. Like after that happened, I kind of, in making that film, it kind of made me just take a step back from my life and give me perspective. It's like, well, what am I doing? Like, why am I just trying to go out here and just one up myself? And what does that mean? Who cares? It's like, what am I actually getting out of that? And it really helped me to kind of think about, I want to pursue something creative. I want to help people tell stories. They're empathy machines. And I'm like, and it seems like a much safer route to go than like climbing.
You went on an inward adventure, which is, I think, the greatest adventure when we go inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to highlight a couple of your movies,
cool.
Including Transcendence, which hit me personally as a cyclist and a bike racer.
Yeah.
But we got to take a quick break.
Yeah.
Keep hydrating.
Yep.
And whatever else.
NA for the win.
And we have to thank our winter underwriters for making this series happen. Mid-November to mid-April, paralleling the ski season, I like to say. And we want to thank Aspen Square, Haiti Children, Highlands Ale House, Klug Properties, Red Brick Center for the Arts, Sally Sheikman Real Estate, Sundog Athletics, and the Wheeler Opera House. We're going to take our only break of the show, guys. It's about just over 2 minutes. We'll be back with filmmaker Michelle Smith and some of her movies and other adventures, including some athletics. So don't go away.
Community is at the heart of Aspen, and I take great pride in being a part of it. I'm Chris Klug, and as a lifelong Aspen resident, my connection to this community runs deep. My involvement in local events and charities isn't just about giving back. It's about staying in tune with the community I love. Allow me to help you find your place in our incredible community together.
As Aspen's most experienced instructors, Sundog Athletics offers you 30 years of experience teaching and guiding adventure sports, including snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and snow fat biking instructional adventures. SundogAthletics.com for more.
Hi, I'm Sally Sheikman with Aspen Snowmass Sotheby's International Realty. I moved here in 1989 and I've been selling real estate here for the last 33 years. Give me a call today and let me put my mountains of experience to work for you.
The Wheeler Opera House, presenting comedy, music, family shows, and so much more. Experience live entertainment year-round in the heart of downtown Aspen. From laugh-out-loud nights to unforgettable performances for all ages, the Wheeler is where Aspen comes alive. Aspen's creative art scene can be found at the Red Brick Center for the Arts, hosting exhibitions by Colorado artists, youth and adult art classes, working artist studios, and nonprofits. The Red Brick is launching the new Aspen Public Art Program. More at redbrickaspen.com. Located in the heart of downtown Aspen across from the gondola, Aspen Square offers spacious accommodations with full-size kitchens and balconies, full hotel amenities, and all the comforts of home. Home-style comfort, hotel-style ease. Located slopeside at Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House is open daily, offering affordable scratch-made comfort food, delicious beers and cocktails, ideal after your Maroon Bells adventure or for a family meal. Rehearsal dinners and weddings are a specialty at our beautiful venue.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us here on the local show featuring inspirational locals from up and down the Roaring Fork Valley. Each week here, every Wednesday, we shoot at GrassRoots TV at the Red Brick Center for the Arts. I've got Michelle Smith, first time on the show. Filmmaker, we heard her story that was life-changing and kind of directed her life into this sharing, with film. And one of the movies I really caught my eye with this bike racer was Transcendence. And we were going to show a quick clip of that movie. Can you tell us a little bit about Transcendence and kind of how you were inspired by that?
Yeah. So Adrien Costa, he was a professional bike racer at a young age. He got into mountaineering, just like I did, and he went out into, pursue things in the same way that I kind of did, you know, and he ended up getting, into a really crazy situation in California when he was out in the mountains, got his leg stuck under a rock, and had a very crazy rescue story, just like me. So, you know, I met him through a mutual friend and asked if I could make a film about him, because I wanted, you know, from what happened with my experience, I wanted to tell his story and what he, you know, thought about all that and how that's changed his life. And then came the movie Transcendence.
Adrien Costa, he's the American 17-year-old national time trial champion.
What a week for Adrien Costa.
Cycling is kind of a crazy world. I started feeling like I wasn't doing it for myself. I wanted something new and something fresh.
Woo! Golden hour in the valley, baby.
I mean, I just love climbing. Just total focus and total immersion sort of helps me clear my mind, and so I can kind of forget about my accident.
He's still learning how to handle his frustration and stress over it.
My recovery was basically grounded in the goal of becoming a better climber than I was before, and trust that will pay off in the longer run.
We're going to attempt the first ascent of the southwest arête of El Dorado Peak.
It's really intimidating.
Every pitch just kind of kept coming. It never really got easier.
In moments like that, you can't really afford to doubt yourself. Those moments of transcendence where you're just fully believing in what you're doing.
So Transcendence, obviously you could relate from your climbing accident, and then life goes on, right? And I think that when you work through these things, it is transforming. I mean, in one sense, it toughens you up, right? But the other sense is like, what can I do, you know, creatively and work kind of a workaround, you know, and still move forward and maybe even switch directions a little bit. And speaking of that, we're going to switch directions because we want to get to these amazing movie clips. Monumental Moment is a real shift into Native Americans and some of the challenges they're going through here in the Western United States, in particular with water, pollution of water. Can you give us a little bit of a kind of an overview and a little intro of this clip?
Yeah, so Monumental Moment, I work for local filmmaker Pete McBride a lot. I do help him out with editing a lot of his films, and he had a very close relationship with the mom-daughter team in this film. Maya Talusi, Maya Little Talusi, and her mom, Carletta Talusi, this amazing Havasupai mom-daughter duo, and it was really them that helped to protect over 1 million acres of land around the Grand Canyon.
Wow.
Protect it from future uranium mining, protect their water, protect their sacred sites and their burial sites from their ancestors. And, you know, with everything that's going on in the world right now with our national parks and national monuments, I mean, I always try to choose stories that hit very, you know, close to home and, you know, are very impactful for what's going on in the time. And this was really one that did that. So, you know, now is a time where our voices need to be heard. Yeah. Now, you know, more than ever in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So important right now. So this is a film all about making your voices heard. I mean, if these two women, this mom and daughter, can make their voices heard, you know, protect their land and take that all the way, you know, to the White House and get their land protected and make a national monument, you know, it can inspire other people to make changes and protect their lands or whatever it is that is important to them.
Right.
So that's what this film is really about, and what it's celebrating is that we have a voice and, you know, we need to use it.
It's inspiring, you know, when you talk about just a mother-daughter, what they can do, and we do have power, and we need to realize our power of being able to speak out, especially when you can do it through the media.
Yeah.
Like through a movie like this, so people can see this movie.
Yes, it's on. We have a website, monumentalmoment.com. Okay. It's playing at various film festivals. Actually, at I think it was called the Rising Star Film Festival here in Aspen.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm not saying that film festival right, but there was a Native American film festival in Aspen recently. It's on at Mountain Film. It's going to be at the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. So it's great to see films with people in a live audience. That's like the best way to make an impact to people and make change. But if you just have your tiny little glowing screen at home, you can go to monumentalmoment.com and see the film there as well.
My name is Maya Little. I'm a 17-year-old high school student. I'm from the Grand Canyon and the people of the Blue-Green Waters.
Please welcome youth leader from the Hopi and Havasupai tribes, Maya Lucy Little.
Probably my favorite thing about the Grand Canyon is the water.
I've had the privilege to travel with my mother on her journey to protect our sacred homeland, its abundant natural resources, and to fight for environmental justice for all people.
Our aquifer, our burial sites, ancient rock writings, those all need to be protected. That's all we have left.
The uranium mining greatly affects our water supply and other people who rely on that water source.
If in my lifetime we don't stop this mining, I know my next generation will.
For the first time, so many people are listening to me, and it's just so powerful to feel that way.
We are very grateful that we now have a voice at the table.
AI is all the rage, all the conversation, all about whose jobs it's going to replace and what does it do in the world of entertainment and media. You have found an affection for raccoons. And can you tell us a little bit about your latest raccoon?
Person, mountaineer, conservationist, and
that's a pretty wide range there.
Athlete, love raccoons. I do it all.
And why raccoons, I guess, is the first question.
I mean, they are just hilarious. I have a family of at least 9 raccoons, depending on when the mom has her babies and how many she has, living underneath my backyard storage shed. And
okay, so there's real raccoons
there. Oh
there.
yeah, no, there are definitely real raccoons
that
I documented before AI became a thing. So I became known in my neighborhood as the Trash Panda Lady.
Oh my gosh.
And that's my hashtag on Instagram. And there's actually a trashpandalady.com where you can buy Trash Panda Lady merchandise.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious.
I love them. They're like the most hilarious, funny, smart, adventurous critters. I mean, I'm inspired by them and how they act and what they do. And yeah, I started making, because of AI, I can have any imagination. Like I have this vision of me having them as pets and cuddling with them and cooking for them and whatever my imagination can think of. Thanks to AI, I don't have to film anything. I can just type in 3 sentences. And I'm always like, oh my God, what is it going to look like? What are they going to come up with? And I'm like surprised within 5 minutes by this, 10-second video of whatever was in my head, and I'll merge them together to make longer videos and kind of create a little film out of it. But that's what I love about it. It's like I can create whatever's in my head in a matter of seconds, and it is this creative outlet, and it makes me laugh, and it just relaxes me.
It's fun. So let's take a look at that little clip here next with the raccoons.
All right, Twinkie, Ho Ho, and Ding Dong, we have a big day ahead of us, so let's have a breakfast for champions.
First, we'll play Ding Dong's favorite game, Ding Dong Ditch. I love this game so much.
Now, Ho Ho is going to go find herself some new boyfriends tonight.
Oh yeah, girl, get your mama some more baby raccoons made. Next, we will knock over trash cans. Check out what a mess Twinkie the raccoon can make. Oh my gosh, look at this. We're making such a mess out here. Twinkie, you're a pro. Let's spread it out a little more.
I hope you had a fun time following along on our adventures today.
So Michelle, with this AI, I mean, there's obviously the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, there's pros and cons of it. But just real briefly, where do you see that, or I guess, how do you see that being a good thing for you, and maybe a challenge as time goes on?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gets my imagination going, and that's what filmmaking is all about. You know, I can just say something, type it in, and then come out with it, and then, you know, it gets me charged up, and you know, it gets me thinking about other ideas, and I could see it making things a lot easier in the future. I mean, when I get terabytes of footage to make a film, I mean, it is like painstaking hours to go through all that and put the best clips together. You know, if AI like helps to cut down on that process, yeah, I'm all for that.
Much more efficient.
You know, and you know, I see AI as a tool in whatever process you're doing. Right. And it's a tool of efficiency. Okay. So, you know, that's the way I plan on using it, and to make things more positive. Okay. So we'll see. I mean, it's a crazy world that we live in.
Yeah, we don't quite know how that's gonna play out. But moving on, because we're both athletes and competitive athletes, I really appreciate that. And can you just tell us maybe a little bit about your favorite sports, you know, that you like to do in the mountains?
Yeah. So after my mountaineering debacle, I kind of retired from, you know, I mean, I still climb 14ers and get out in the high country all the time, but you know, I'm not so focused on the, you know, the crazy, scary stuff. So I've really gotten into Xterra, like off-road triathlons. Nice. Because it combines, you know, trail running, mountain biking, and swimming. I grew up as a swimmer when I was a kid. Okay. And it's this great way to compete, and it's this awesome community of people. So I recently went to Italy, Mulveno, Italy, in the Dolomites, end of September, and competed at the Xterra World Championships. Wow. You know, you qualify for that, like winning your age group at one of the, you know, races that they do throughout their tour, and then competing in Italy. And it was like just such an incredible experience going there. I mean, the race was incredible, but the experience and the people that you meet, I mean, is what, and the traveling and getting there and all that is I mean, it's incredible. So that's kind of been, you know, my focus these past few years. I can manage it with having my kids. You know, I can get out for trail runs and mountain bike rides right out my door. They go to the pool and swim. I can swim while they're swimming. You know, I can manage it with my lifestyle, and yeah, I've been loving training for that these past few years, in addition to all the other fun stuff you can do around
So
here.
How about a quick, in our last couple seconds, quick shout out to the family?
I mean, none of this would be possible without the support of my family. Yeah. I mean, my husband, my two kids, Killian and Michaela, I mean, they know mom's a little crazy, and they let me go out and do my thing, whether it's being an athlete or a filmmaker or inviting the raccoons into my house. So they love it all.
So I think we're out of time, but I hope you had fun on the show today.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
Thank you for being here.
I know. I can come back again anytime and tell more stories.
Yeah, we're gonna have a full 1 hour special next time.
Nice.
So thank you, Michelle Smith, and thank you guys for watching This Week on the Local Show.
Community is at the heart of Aspen, and I take great pride in being a part of it. I'm Chris Klug, and as a lifelong Aspen resident, my connection to this community runs deep. My involvement in local events and charities isn't just about giving back. It's about staying in tune with the community I love. Allow me to help you find your place in our incredible community together.
As Aspen's most experienced instructors, Sundog Athletics offers you 30 years of experience teaching and guiding adventure sports, including snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and snow fat biking instructional adventures. SundogAthletics.com for more.
Hi, I'm Sally Sheikman with Aspen Snowmass Sotheby's International Realty. I moved here in 1989, and I've been selling real estate here for the last 33 years. Give me a call today and let me put my mountains of experience to work for you.
Welcome to